Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Thursday. This is the Right Info Podcast Show with your host, Kane Twan speaking. And today I want to speak about censorship issues. Books should never be banned. Now, let's all start with this. Well, let me just start with this and hope everybody's having a great day, waking up in the morning or coming in from work or getting ready to start their day. Let me just begin by this. You know, everything's fine, everything's good with me, and I'm just here to give you all a good speaking show. And I want to talk about the censorship issue on why books should never be banned, no matter what they are, whether controversial, problematic, or things that are said in a book that should really not be said. So I'll just go ahead and begin and just start with this and see how you all feel, what you all think, add comments, questions, whatever, and let's get the show started. Today, I'd like to talk about book banning. It all began in 259 BC, where Chinese emperors destroyed previous accounts of information that were in printed form. Now, one of the examples of the book censorship happened back in 1933, when the leadership of Nazi Germany burned publications written by Einstein, Freud, and Hemingway. Other books have been banned across the world almost every year, starting in the late 1980s. Now, government censorships had took care of doing negative things with some books because they contain questionable information for relatively young readers. Now, protecting young readers from different experiences is, after all, a futile attempt. It has been a futile attempt. Children are learning so much from media outlets like the internet, the website, social media, and all that stuff in this day and age. Those books are not the only source of information that's being banned and being stopped. Since parents and guardians are not always ready to share different experiences with their kids because of their young ages, this role is left to the media, and the media is becoming the new teachers now. Banning some books means that the affected and audiences will have more interest in accessing the information. Now, in addition, only parents can tell their children what they should or should not read, worrying that they may grow up too fast. It's like watching a movie. Watching something that you shouldn't be watching is like teaching you too fast and too soon, and you're learning a little something a little too quick. Now, books are akin to best teachers. Best teachers, that means usurp the teachers on how they do things because they contain certain accounts of history, compassion, vocabulary, and new theory and thoughts. These pieces of information influence how people learn and progress in life. All generations can process and access printed information no matter what it is, and they improve their level of knowledge. And that level of knowledge do get bigger and more extensive by the day. Now, book censorship has limits the extent to which people can learn. What that means is people can learn some things, but there has been limits placed on that. Why? Many people don't know. Even I don't even know. So that's a question that remains to be asked and answered. Therefore, people should be allowed to learn new ideas from publications across the world, no matter what it is, no matter from what country it is, from all seven continents of the world, or even from the 50 states here in the United States or whatever. People and children have a right to learn through reading, no matter what it is. There are those who disagree, but we live in an age now basically that we have the freedom of publication, but there are some countries in the world that think otherwise because they want to maintain this mental autocratic way of making sure that certain things are not learned, and it will destroy a various status quo, status quo on what should be learned, what should not be learned. Let's keep up with the old ways. Let's stick with the old ways. That's the mentality that they have. Now, noticeably, books can positively influence a world that has too many social, economic, and political problems. Now, solutions to some of these issues are contained in books. A lot of solutions are contained in books. Handling the issue begins with confronting it in writing, and a lot of writing, of course. Restricting the freedom of thought is a serious subversion. Not only is this a subversion, it's a mental threat, and it can be very, very bad, and it's not good. Now, moreover, when I say this, Audience should be allowed to read various books, no matter what it is at time, so they can change the world by looking at what they're doing, like research, examining, thinking, free examination, and whatever, to some solutions to whatever they have. And whether they agree or disagree with the authors of the book, that's entirely up to them. And, that's very much the way it is. Now, very much in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, various governments have censored books around the world. Why, I don't know. There are some people that do that. There are those who don't do that. But many people ask why. Printed public questions have always been likened to the best of, how things are taught, how people are educated. They present the information that generations want to know. Generations from then all the way now into the near future would love to demonstrate on how this works about. Solutions help societies and individuals to progress. And progression is the greatest thing in the world through reading. Whether the book is banned or not, I really don't know. And why I myself admit I have read a quote unquote banned book. The book I read a couple of so months ago, I don't know why it's saying banned. It was a great book. It was an excellent read, and I loved it a lot. I believe I still have the book with me now. It's around here somewhere, but I know I have it because other than that, it was pretty good. So banning that book, why, I really don't know. So targeted audience should access books without being censored. Nobody should be censored whatsoever about what he or she is reading. If they feel that it's offensive, then hey, don't read it. If you want to learn from it, hey, that's great. Good to you. Good for anybody who wants to expand their mind through reading books. I know I do because I read a lot and I love reading. You can only imagine how many books I got, not a whole lot of them, but I read a lot. That's how you get knowledge. Knowledge is power. Without that power, you don't have anything at all. So it's always best to learn things through books, through whatever, whether it's audio or literary or whatever. It'll teach you a lesson on what, excuse me, you need to understand. And understanding is also the greatest thing. So if you see a banned book, look at it, examine it, question it, ask about it. If you feel that you want to read it, go ahead and read it. Nothing's stopping you. Nothing stopped me from reading a book that many consider banned because I didn't see anything wrong with the book whatsoever. It was, like I said, it was pretty good, and it's around here somewhere. Well, this is all I have to say on this podcast today about banned book and the censorships of it. It really doesn't make any sense why censoring stuff that we have to understand is, senseless and silly. I just say, if I see something and I feel if it's banned, I'll examine it. I'll look at it. I'll read it. And if I like it, I like it. If I don't, hey, I don't. But I'm not going to stop knowing, trying to figure out what I want to know. And it's just, something that's an issue that goes on today. Like I said, it went on years ago, and it goes on today. So what else I'm saying is, everybody just pick up a good book. If you see a good read, hey, read it. If not, then don't worry about it. So I'm just saying, enjoy yourselves and keep on learning because knowledge is power and power is everything in life. I'm ending this podcast on a positive note. Everybody take care, be good, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.